to More Than the Store, the Goodwill San Antonio podcast where we highlight stories of people, purpose, and partnerships making an impact in our community. Today, we're taking a closer look at an exciting partnership between Goodwill San Antonio and the City of San Antonio's Ready to Work program, an initiative helping residents gain the skills and confidence they need to succeed in high-demand careers. Joining me today is Mike Ramsey, Executive Director of the City's Workforce Development Office, and the team leading Ready to Work. Mike, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Libby. I am honored to be here, excited to talk about this amazing topic and the great work we're doing together.
Yeah, we're excited. So, Mike, before we get into the partnership with Goodwill, can you tell our listeners a little bit more about Ready to Work program itself and what it is and what it makes it so unique for San Antonio?
Ready to Work is the city's long-term commitment to building a skilled workforce. We provide San Antonians with access to education and training programs, typically at no cost to them, from areas such as healthcare to information technology to the skilled trades that we desperately need here in our community. Everywhere around this city, you see growth. In order for that growth to occur, you've got to have the skilled labor to make sure that we are moving in the right direction. While we're removing barriers for these participants, such as transportation, childcare, food insecurity, and the tuition costs through these sales tax dollars. Upon completion of the training program, the goal of this initiative is to connect these individuals, your neighbors, to stable, high-paying jobs so that they can take care of themselves and their families. The work that we're doing together is truly changing lives at scale in our community.
That's such a powerful mission, and one that aligns so closely with Goodwill's mission. Our organization exists to change lives through the power of work, and this partnership allows us to connect even more people to this opportunity. Mike, let's talk about the partnership itself. What led to this partnership with Goodwill, and how were we selected as a prime partner?
Libby, that is a great question, and we are so excited to have Goodwill and the wealth of experience that they bring to serving our community to the Ready to Work partnership. Goodwill has been a trusted community partner for decades, and their track record in workforce development has been quite impressive. Not only are they delivering great outcomes for individuals in our target populations, individuals in our community who are just looking for that next opportunity, someone to provide them with the resources they need to acquire the skills that our local employers need. They just want to have an opportunity to get their foot in the door to show these local employers what they can do, and Goodwill is helping to make that happen. In addition to our original four prime partners, we recently added, of course, Goodwill and Hallmark University, an amazing partner producing outstanding results in some core industry sectors that are in great demand by our local employers.
Thank you so much for the compliment. And, we've been in this community for 80 years now. We're celebrating 80 years this year. How long has Ready to Work been around?
Ready to Work's been around for 4 years now. So in that 4-year time period, Ready to Work has enrolled over 13,000 community members in education and training programs, including the phenomenal programs over at Goodwill's and your career academies. About 5,000 individuals have completed those credential programs. 3,500 people overall have gotten quality jobs after their training. 3,100 of them approved jobs, meaning that they pay at minimum, $15 an hour, offer benefits to those employees, and are in a targeted industry sector in demand by our local ecosystem. So we're extremely proud of the results we've achieved over the last 4 years. Look forward to accelerating that with the great partnership that Goodwill has brought to the table.
Yeah, thanks so much for explaining that. And I know we're one of many partners, some prime partners that were also selected. Can you tell us anything about those prime partners?
So the initial 4 prime partners when Ready to Work began were the local workforce board, Workforce Solutions Alamo. And when you talk about doing workforce development, at the center of that ecosystem in every community is that local workforce board, because they receive dollars from the federal government through the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act in order to conduct this work of connecting job seekers to employment opportunities. You have your community college, Alamo College District, one of the best community colleges in the country, I believe the best, producing phenomenal outcomes for students across 4-year degree programs, 2-year degree programs, certificate programs, and they're partnering with us to actually do case management to utilize those tools to help students overcome barriers to achieve higher levels of success. When I say success, I mean helping people who struggle to get through school to get through at a higher rate, improving those graduation rates. Right. Because the more people in our community that can attain a quality credential, the better off our community is going to be overall. Then we have Project Quest. Project Quest has been working with the city for over 30 years, providing workforce development wraparound supports to individuals who are looking to get ahead. And that model they've established over that 30-year period in working with the city is very influential in how we implement the Ready to Work initiative. And then you have Restore Education. Restore education is helping individuals get that first initial workforce credential, that high school diploma or high school equivalency. Here in San Antonio, about 1 in 6 or 7 people don't have that basic credential of a high school diploma. If you start that far behind, it's going to take you a really long time to catch up. And Restore has expertise in helping people not only to gain that high school equivalency, but to gain the necessary skills to help them to get that first good job so they can be on track to a well-paying career.
That's amazing. And I have to say, I am a product of the Alamo Community Colleges. It was a little bit longer than 4 years ago, but I was one of those people who, after high school, kind of got listless and didn't know what I was going to do. And when I finally decided to go back to college, I went to ACCD and went to Palo Alto, and it really turned my life around. It just gave me that help I needed, because if I would have gone to a big university, I really wouldn't know what I was doing, and it really helped me on my career path. So proof in the pudding right here.
That's why the community colleges are so important. You know, the data shows that right now, just over 50% of our high school graduates in Bexar County are going on to 4-year or 2-year institutions. So what are the rest doing? They're going to work. They're getting into the workforce. And the data shows it takes about 8 to 10 years for them to realize, hey, I'm a little older now. I'm ready to start my family. I've already started a family. I need to make more money. So I've got to go back to school. So as they're going back to school, the local community colleges are that place that they can get into. They can assist them with the barriers that they may be facing and get them on track to getting into a well-paying career. So we're very thankful to have our community college partners involved in Ready to Work initiative, because that cornerstone of education and training through the community college district is the biggest part of what makes Ready to Work successful.
Yeah, and you touched a point there about adults returning to education, and that is a big part of our demographic here at our academy, is these individuals who kind of live their life for the children that they had, or for whatever other reasons that they had to not be able to go to school right away. And we see a lot of older students here, which I think is just so powerful. And it's so great to hear their stories and see how they're taking their life back in their hands and doing this for themselves. And so we're going to have a graduation here soon, and we're going to graduate about 113 individuals who took that step and got this free education from Goodwill and now ready to work. So it's just such a good and powerful partnership for our community.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. And I think about that concept of the working adults here in San Antonio going back to school, making that investment in themselves. Like, people underestimate how much effort and work that takes. In the Ready to Work initiative, the majority of our participants are single mothers, right? 65% of our participants fall into that category. Think about the energy and effort it takes to rearrange your life, find someone to care for the kids, get yourself back into school mode, get your brain firing back on those cylinders to focus in on learning and gaining more skills. And the late nights that you're spending studying, getting assignments done, that's a huge amount of dedication that our participants are putting into themselves, investing in themselves so they can create a better life for them and their children.
And what I love about these programs and what we do here at Goodwill, and that we support them outside the classroom. So if they have any life challenges that they're facing, childcare, transportation, we provide the resources for them to get that support. And I know you touched on that earlier about the resources that are available to these individuals. So can you dive into a little bit more about that? Like what kind of other help and support do we give individuals?
Absolutely. Those wraparound supports are vital to helping people to achieve their goals, whether it's childcare to help cover the cost of that. The Ready to Work initiative has a childcare fund to help our participants who are going through school, who are on the state childcare voucher wait list, to have their childcare covered until their voucher comes through. We know that wait time can be anywhere from 9 to 12 months. And in the meantime, Ready to Work can get that cost covered. If there's food insecurity issues, the food bank is a great partner with the Ready to Work initiative. So referring individuals to the food bank, but also offering HEB gift cards to help get groceries on the table right now today for any families that are in need. You need rental assistance. You're short on the rent this month. And, you're wondering how you're going to make those ends meet. Our participants have access to up to $1,500 in emergency support funding to help cover the cost of that rent, shorten your utility bill. They're about to cut the water off. Ready to Work can step in and assist. If you just got that first new job, hadn't got your first paycheck yet, and you need clothes, you need work clothes, the Ready to Work initiative can help you to overcome that barrier. Get you your uniforms, get you your steel-toe boots, your toolboxes, whatever you need in order to be successful in that first job.
That's amazing. And I just think it's so great because these are real life challenges that our participants face, and we can offer that support to them. Speaking of our partnership and how impactful that is to individuals, we have our field producer, Yvonne, who goes out and speaks to some individuals. So we're going to hear from her right now, and one of the individuals that's directly involved in the program, and to hear their story. So let's listen in.
So I had to make really, really big sacrifices to be here.
For Brittany Linares, every hour of every day is a sacrifice, one made out of love for her family and hope for their future.
Monday through Thursday school, and then work 7 days a week. I don't have a single day off. On the weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I open to close. So I only have 3 hours in between school and work. But other than that, it's filled completely.
After losing her father earlier this year, Brittany found herself homeless, sleeping on a friend's couch. That moment, at her lowest, became her turning point.
So after I lost my dad, maybe a month after I became homeless. So I'm still homeless. Yeah, and I think that was the turning point. I'm already at my lowest. Only one way to go up.
That's when she discovered SA Ready to Work and Goodwill's medical assistant training program.
It was by word of mouth. And I was a little hesitant because, I have student loans and having to take the time to take time off to come to school. But it was word of mouth, and honestly, you don't come across free schooling like ever. Or at least in my experience, I've never come across free schooling.
Through the program, Brittany finally has the chance to focus on her education and build the career she's always dreamed of.
I just knew that in order to put us in a better position for the future, I had to make these sacrifices for right now. Game plan, graduate, great job. All right, guys, come on.
That was an inspiring story. Thank you, Yvonne, for sharing that. Mike, hearing stories like this really reminds me of why this work matters.
Wow, what an amazing testimonial. This is why we do this every day, Libby. This is why we get up, put the work in, ensure that we're creating opportunities for people to make sure that their goals are being accomplished through the investment that the city is making. Outstanding.
Right. And it's all about removing barriers to employment. And it's also about giving hope, showing them that it's never too late to start again. As we look towards the future, what do you hope this partnership accomplishes in the next few years?
Thousands more San Antonians completing their education and training programs, earning credentials of value, finding good quality jobs, making sure that they're on a path to career success. Our local employers all have a need for talent. We want to make that alignment tighter between the credentials our participants are earning and the skills our employers need for their business to grow and expand. In workforce development, you have to work both sides of that equation. Your employers have to be happy with the product that's being produced, and the alignment has to be there with the social needs, the workforce needs, the skill level abilities of the workers that are coming out of our program. So I want to see that alignment continue to get tighter and thousands more people obtaining good jobs and great results. Within Ready to Work right now today, our participants are making $33,000 more annually than they were when they came into the program. That number we want to continue to see rise as our participants continues to get credentials, as our participants continue to complete their education and training programs, so that we can be proud of the work that the city of San Antonio and our partners like Goodwill are doing to make sure that everyone in our community has an opportunity to thrive.
Yeah, you touched on something really powerful there, that it's holistic, right? It's not just about preparing these individuals for the career, but also working with businesses and organizations to hire these individuals and making sure they're getting a good employee. Can you tell us about some of the success stories you might have seen from organizations that have hired these individuals?
Oh, absolutely. By far, our largest employer within Ready to Work has been Methodist Healthcare. Methodist Healthcare from day one has seen the potential in our Ready to Work participants, and they have a need for employees. The healthcare sector is hungry for high quality talent. And they're willing to bring people on with limited experience that have recently earned their credentials and help to train them in-house on the job. And their commitment to making sure that the journey doesn't end when they walk across the stage, when they earn that credential, when they get that first job, but they continue that learning journey for that participant once they enter into that work environment. They pay really good wages. They've got great benefits and wraparound supports for their employees, which is an extension of what we hope to accomplish through Ready to Work.
That's awesome. And, this is a wonderful opportunity for us to speak about not only, our partnership, but there might be some listeners out there who might be interested in this and maybe not know what Ready to Work does or what even Goodwill does. The purpose of our show, it's called More Than a Store. People know about Goodwill and the stores and the shopping and the donating, but they really don't have a good concept of what we do in workforce development. So this is a great platform to tell people what Ready to Work is. So if there's listeners out there that you want to get one message to about Ready to Work and this partnership with Goodwill, what would that message be?
That message would be that Ready to Work and Goodwill are changing lives through the power of employment. That's what this is. That's what this is all about. Helping people to find self-sustainability through the acquisition of skills, the acquisition of education, and aligning them to employment opportunities so that they can better take care of themselves and their families. We're doing that at scale. We're doing that at volume. Now is the time. If you're looking for your next opportunity, reach out to Goodwill. Reach out to our partners in Ready to Work. You can go to our website, readytoworksa.com. You can visit any one of the Goodwill facilities, any one of our partner agencies, and they'll assist you in your journey in helping you to get connected to high quality training that's going to lead to a great career path for you.
Thank you so much, Mike. And thank you so much for joining us today. That was very informational. Is there anything else you'd like to add today?
We're just super excited about adding Goodwill as a partner. Congratulations on 80 years of service to this amazing community. The work that you all are doing is truly transformational, and I can't wait to have this conversation 5 years from now and talk about the thousands of people that have benefited from our partnership.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mike. And thank you for joining us and for the incredible work that you do and your team. Before we close, I just want to share a final thought. Partnerships like this remind us that lasting change happens when we all unite behind a shared goal of creating opportunities for the communities we serve. Today, we've learned how the city's Ready to Work initiative is committed to working together with organizations across the city, including Goodwill, to ensure that anyone who wants a job can get the training and support they need to find that job or career. Our mission here at Goodwill is to change lives through the power of work, and I want to take a moment here to truly reflect on what that means. While a job provides individuals the income necessary to support themselves and their family, it does so much more. Having a job and steady work provides individuals with the stability of having a schedule and a routine. It provides a sense of community of individuals working towards a shared goal. And with that comes a sense of purpose. And that purpose is powerful. That purpose could be what an individual needs to wake up each day. And that is the power of work. At Goodwill San Antonio, we're proud to have served the community for 80 years. And with partnerships such as these, we look forward to serving the community for years to come. And speaking of partnership, we want to extend a special thank you to Texas Public Radio for providing the studio space where this podcast is recorded, and to our Goodwill Marketing and Communications team for bringing these stories to life each month. To learn more about Ready to Work or Goodwill's programs, please visit our website at goodwillsa.org and follow us on social media at goodwillsa. Thanks for listening to the More Than a Store podcast. Until next time, remember, together we are building brighter futures through the power of work.